maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
Well, up next, our absolute fave, friend of the podcast, Hillary Clinton, has some thoughts. She's been speaking to CNN, and she recently said that MAGA supporters need formal deprogramming. Take a listen to this.
Very strong partisans in both parties in the past, and we had very bitter battles over all kinds of things, gun control and climate change and the economy and taxes. But there wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. Mm-hmm. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
Yeah, this is some major Dolores Umbridge energy for me. I don't know if you're familiar with that character, but
yeah.
Harry Potter reference, guys, if you're not. But wow, there's something just so swarmy about her. Like, she's sinister beneath the surface. She's sitting there with a smile on her face and saying it like she's all happy and cheery, but she actually wants to put you in concentration camps and deprogram you from thinking things she doesn't like. It is so creepy. I can't stand the MAGA movement. I think I hate it more than anybody on the left because I hate what it's done to the right. I feel like it totally kneecapped us in our ability to push back on progressivism. But that being said, if you want to be in a dumb MAGA cult, you have every right to be in a dumb MAGA cult, right? That's your prerogative. And if I can't convince you not to be, I think that's on me. I think that's on my communication skills, my ability to lobby, my ability to explain and convince the other side of what I'm thinking or how I'm thinking about things. And I think this is becoming such a common thing to find on the left. They've absolutely given up on discourse, and it's all about control now. They feel like they can't convince people, probably because their ideas are crap. But instead of continuing to try, they now want to use censorship and all these other really oppressive tools within the government to try to basically browbeat people into going along with what they want.
Yeah, I would have loved this CNN journalist and to just ask, hey, what do you mean by that? Expound on that, please. Your formal deprogramming, please explain. Tell us more. What's that look like, Hillary? Because that could mean a lot of things. But look, I'll say this. I've criticized the diehard Trump fans. I think they can get culty at times, and they fail to acknowledge any fault among their orange hero. But the idea that the government or there would be a formal re-education of them is incredibly Orwellian, is not how you convince people. If you actually want to convince them, you have to relate to their problems and understand why they believe the things they believe, and then explain why their solutions are wrong. And two, are we really going to pretend that Hillary diehards aren't also in a cult? Half of them still believe that Putin stole the 2016 election and rigged it against Hillary. Literally, you can look at polling, and the number of Democrats that believe, falsely, with no evidence, that Putin hacked the voting machines or rigged the election system in 2016 is shockingly high. Hillary herself has said many times it wasn't a fair election, she was robbed, etc., etc. So maybe you're in a cult too, Hillary, and maybe you should be formally reprogrammed if that's the standard that you want to play at. So maybe don't open that Pandora's box, because it's a pretty bad one to open up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting if you think about anybody on the right saying something like this in the media, the hysteria you would see. They'd absolutely push back. They'd totally push.
Imagine if Trump said that Bernie supporters need to be put in a formal re-education.
I can't. It'd be mass hysteria in the news. It's all they talk about for 24 hours. But Hillary, Dictator Clinton says it, and they're all fine with it. Ugh.